Why online education? The, these are perilous times. The entire human race is in a state of war against an invisible, implacable, and lethal enemy. There is no cure in sight. Health systems in many places are overwhelmed. The toll of infection as well as mortality is rising exponentially. Not only has the pandemic placed our life and health in jeopardy, it has what Henry Kissinger calls society dissolving effects. Our supply lines are cut, our production and distribution systems locked down, policy processes interrupted, schools and universities closed, and our very ability to respond to the crisis compromised. While the task of reversing the spread of the virus is urgent and hopefully temporary, the societal impacts are likely to last for generations. It is a battle on two fronts. On the one hand, people need to isolate themselves to halt the spread of the virus. On the other hand, people need to re emerge and reassemble as rapidly as possible to restart stalled systems. Universities reflect this dilemma. They bring thousands of people together every day, which makes them exceptionally vulnerable to the spread of the disease. Closing down campuses is an important step to control the spread. But universities also bring knowledge together and are the places where solutions will be found. No society can risk keeping universities closed for too long. Pakistani society has already paid a high price because of past disruptions in academic activities. Since the advent of the crisis, policies of the Higher Education Commission (HEC) have been driven by these two imperatives: support the government's efforts to halt the spread of the disease and start the effort to minimize academic disruption. Fortunately, online interaction provides a vehicle for doing so. Accordingly, HEC has asked universities to prepare themselves to transition to online classes and online interaction as quickly as possible. There are other reasons for the urgency as well. We do not know how long the crisis will last. Some studies on epidemic curve modeling estimate that the lockdowns may last anywhere until September, including in countries with similar virus trajectories and lockdown dates as ours. The current lockdown of universities is in place until May 31st, but no one can tell how long it will be needed for. If it extends beyond May 31st, students will risk losing their semester. Also, the current pandemic is likely to lead to a fundamental restructuring of the global economy, similar to those that took place after world wars, depressions, or earlier pandemics. While it is not possible to predict the precise shape of the future economy, there is near unanimity over the central role that information technology and virtual interaction will play in it. The decision to shift to online classes has come under a lot of criticism. Some argue that students should be promoted without studying or evaluation. Others complain about the quality of the courses and connectivity, challenges faced by students from remote areas. Yet others want to enjoy a vacation. There may also be an undercurrent of anxiety about a new mode of interaction. One can understand and even forgive the desire of some people to stay out of this struggle. However, the vast majority of students and faculty members are eager to make good use of their time, continue with the education, and contribute to national efforts. HEC has been working hard to try to finish such solutions. As the point, only the best universities and the most committed and dynamic vice ch- chancellors will be able to launch a few high quality online courses. But if preparations are taken in hand right away, Others will be able to catch up by June. HEC is assisting universities in a number of ways, including arranging software and connectivity packages, curating online materials and training programs, building a data repository, providing guidance on quality enhancement, and setting up and adapting monitoring and evaluation systems.